Divine mercy, be with us all. Be with us all, divine mercy. So, the children of God, there are most times that we try to copy others, most especially we, the Christians. We try to copy others in whatsoever they do. Now, there's one thing about God. The instruction that God might give you, He might not give someone else the same instruction. You and someone else, you cannot have the same spirit, or you cannot be working with the same instructions. We all are created with different instructions. For example, there are some Christians that they will see maybe people drinking, people clubbing, they will try to judge them and be like, you are a Christian. Now, the instruction that God gave to you might not be the same instruction that God gave to that person. God has His own time for everything. God knows the best time to stop everything or start anything. Now, what I'm trying to say is that most Christians, we do criticize people who drink or people who smokes. Now, God has told us that He is the only one who can judge. You have no right to judge others. Now, what God told us about people who drinks, He said, for those who drinks, most people they abuse the drink. Most people they drink to stupor. The Bible never said that we should stop drinking. But there are some people that God has given instruction that they should never drink once they are born again. So what the instruction that God might give to me, He might not give it to you. Now, most people they do judge people that do drink. They judge people who do drink. Now, this is what God said in Proverbs 23, verse 29. Who had sorrow, who had contentious, who had blabbing, who had wounds without cause, who had redness of eyes. What God is trying to tell us is that most people, they don't really know how to drink. They do abuse drink. They do things excessively. Like most people now, they might be drinking and at the end of the day, they'll start blabbing things out. They'll start saying all sorts of things. They will start disobeying God. That's why God asks us not to hear all these things. God never asks us to stop drinking. Because God knows that once we start doing all these things, we will not follow His commandment. Now, do you normally wonder that why is it that whenever I drink or whenever I smoke, I will not be in my right senses? That's when you want to start committing adultery. That's when you start saying things. You never respect your elders. Those are the reasons why God said that we should not take all these things. Because He knows that once we start taking them, we start misbehaving. God said something in Proverbs 23, verse 34. He said, yea, thou shalt be as he that lies down in the midst of the sea, or as he that lies upon the top of a mast. That is to say, whenever you are drunk, you will never know where you are anymore. You can do anything. You can commit adultery. You can do all sorts of things that doesn't go with the way of the Lord. Now, what I'm trying to say in essence is that if you find someone smoking or drinking, don't be quick to judge. The only thing you should be telling the person is that reduce the way you smoke, reduce the way you drink, because God has told us all these things. That He is not really against them, but the only thing that is against is that when you take them excessively, because there's no way that you're going to take them that you start taking them excessively. Today you might take one shot, tomorrow you start taking two shots. That's why the best suggestion is for you to just stop it. It's for you to stop it. And again, the instruction that God might give to you, it might not be the same instruction that God gives to someone else. So some people, they will be using their self to judge other people. Imagine you that you're not drinking, you start judging others that are drinking. You are not called to judge other people. The best thing is for you to understand your Bible before you start judging others. Most of all these things, why God was never in support of them is because He knows that once we start taking them, we'll start misbehaving. We'll start disobeying Him. We'll start going to the way of the devil. So, dear children of God, we should keep this at the back of our mind. That drinking, God never supports us to drink excessively. God never said we should stop drinking. But the moment you start taking, you start getting drunk, you will never obey God again. So for those that are drinking, for those that are drinking to stupor, you should reduce the way you drink. God bless you. Please share this video.